Hi guys, Deb Acker here, back with another video, and the title of today's video is 3 things you need to know to never avoid conflict again. So first and foremost, if you are new to this series, welcome. I'm an intuitive coach and I work mainly with women to help them to heal their past and heal their childhood patterns, specifically around abandonment and the abandonment that can show up from having physically and or emotionally unavailable parents. So if you grew up in that environment, whether it was because your parents worked a lot or on a deeper scale through addiction, divorce, or even a loss of a parent, you were likely doing everything in your power to not be abandoned again. And one of the things that can happen as a result of that is that, we equate conflict to being abandoned, so that we just tend to try to avoid conflict at all costs. So look and see if that's true, and also look at what other things do I equate conflict to that are blocking me from actually getting resolutions in my life around conflict, that are blocking me from really leaning into conflict, right? It might be around fighting, it might be around discomfort. So just notice that, right? And can you actually lean into those as opposed to running away from them? So the 3 things you really need to know to never avoid conflict again, first and foremost, and I wrote this quote yesterday, avoiding conflict brings inner conflict. So understand, when we avoid conflict, we tend to be then put ourselves in an anxious state, right? We tend to be choosing others over ourselves, and or even the conflict or the fight over ourselves, right? But really looking at your state of being and asking yourself, do I want to be in this state of being indefinitely, or do I want to try to practice leaning into the conflict and leaning into the discomfort and actually getting a resolution quicker so that I can move back to my high vibe and relaxed state? So that's first and foremost. Second thing is that the conflict tends to be so much bigger in our heads than how it actually plays out so much of the time. So, we're making mountains out of molehills, so to speak, and we don't have to do that, right? If you can just lean into it and work through it in a quicker time, it'll actually resolve itself quicker. And again, you'll be back to your happy, relaxed state, and it won't be nearly as bad as you thought it was. The third thing is that we tend to equate conflict to something negative, right? We tend to, equate conflict to those things that I mentioned earlier: discomfort, fighting, abandonment. So what would it take for you to actually have conflict equal resolution? And what would it take for you to associate conflict and something positive, and even conflict for bringing you closer to another person, right? So what would that take, right? And just really being willing to look at that and being willing to, recognize, okay, yeah, conflict can push me away from someone or can bring me closer to them, right? Conflict can equal difficulties and challenges, or it can equal resolution, right? And what would it take for you to see conflict as something positive? So that is today's video. If you are enjoying this series, make sure you subscribe to my channel. It is always my goal to give you so much value, so many awesome awarenesses, and so many different ways to heal and really see how your past correlates to what you're creating in the present. And of course, if you're looking for more resources, you can find a ton below, including some other videos that if you like this video that you might like as well. And until next time, I hope you have a great rest of your day, and I will look forward to seeing you soon.